Welcome back to Real Life Reviews, and if you saw my latest vlog you'll be aware that I was promising a little video of my van. It's not 100% where I want it to be, but it's pretty damn close, and what I've done is I've stripped everything out. The van is basically bare inside, so you can see what's been changed to the van. But to start with, I'm just going to show you around the outside, and that won't take very long. So the first thing is, as we on the offside, on the driver's side in the UK, if we come to the rear, we've got our electric hookup so that we can use power on a site should it be available for us. Round at the passenger side, we can see we've got an awning on the side. This is a long wheelbase van. It's the long wheelbase Thule awning, and for those of you that might consider having a drive-away awning, the attachment is actually part of this awning that comes out. What that means is that when you come back to the tent, you wind your awning out. You can then put your sort of drive-away awning on without it being under tension and pressure, and those who have tried this will know how difficult it is. And once you've just slid it in, you then wind your awning in, and hey presto, you get the tension back. And it's much easier. Also, you'll notice down the sides we've got windows in the opening windows in either side, and towards the back these are simply blanking plates that go over the original panels. So an original panel van, and we've just made it look much less like a trade van basically. On the same theme, one of the first things I did to this van was put a little spoiler on the back. Not because it looks cool, and it does look quite cool, but again, simply it reduces the look of it being a trade van, and therefore hopefully less chance of people breaking into it. And if I just move round, what I've got on the rear is I've got two cameras. I've got a rear view camera which comes out of the rear view mirror in the front, and then down below I've got the classic reversing camera. The first thing to mention coming into the van is looking at the front. I'll just swivel the camera around, and we've ditched what used to be a double seat at the front and put in a single captain's chair. Both the front seats are on a swivel now, so both turn round, comfortable for sitting in, especially if the weather's bad and you don't want to sit outside. So that's a major improvement in comfort. You don't want to sit at all on those double seats if you're going for a long journey. The first real standout as you look in the van is the boxing in shelving unit that's been built. Huge shout out to Newborn Campers. I can't claim credit here. I sat down with Ben, thought about what we wanted and how we were going to do it. It was close to, if you've seen my original racking, but an improvement both in quality of build and also lessons I'd learnt with what I wanted. So we've got three little cubby holes for boxes, for clothes and so on. Lots of little cubby holes for stuff, and they fit particular things. I've just fitted, for example, at the top here, these two. These are hanging hooks. They're for a helmet. So a road helmet or an ordinary mountain bike helmet fits there. Drop that one down, and a second helmet there. So it will fit two helmets if I'm going mountain biking or off for a road ride. In the top, I've got here three USB sockets, and down below same again. If I just show you, they're all the same. Okay, there it is, and it's got one of the old USB B's, A's or B's, and then two USB C's, and they switch on and off so that they're not draining. Just turn that one off so they're not draining the battery at all. Just had those on. Coming along and down, the electrics are all beautifully hidden inside here. 2000 watt inverter and a 300 amp battery, so loads of power, tons of power. And the switch for the inverter is here. We have a solar panel on the roof, again more USB sockets, and we have plenty. We have two doubles of 3-pin sockets for when we're plugged in or on the inverter. And on this side, there we go, another one, and at the back, classic 12 volt. Right at the rear, on the shelving unit, I've got two switches. The left hand one is the switch for the main lights. If I click that on, there we are, we have 3 on the left and 1 on the right. These lights are touch sensitive, so if I touch it once it will go off. Once again it will go to blue for subdued and then back to white. It's also memoried, so if I turn that off, actually let's turn it to blue. If I turn that to blue and then come back and switch off, the lights are off. If I now switch them back on, I will have the originals on white and that one will still be on blue. I'm just going to flick him back to white. Next to that switch we have another switch, and at the top of the unit here we have a tie-down strip with LED lights. This was originally in the ceiling of the van. We're obviously taking it out to do the roof, and that now is there. And the tie-down points are simply there as little hangers for bits and bobs when we're traveling. Stepping away from the back a little and just lifting up, we have work lights, 2 of them at the back. There we go. And the light's not great here with the sun. If I switch those on, they're really bright. Great for working in bad light or at night on the bike, or on anything for that matter. At the rear, and this is what I've just been doing today, I've just fitted my little pouches on the back doors. There we go, just for bits and pieces, be it mountain bike gloves or whatever. And then finally from this location, you've probably noticed on the floor I've got a Duo, a map from Mount Evo bike stand, designed for putting bikes on the roofs of cars, the suckers. This is a textured floor, so the suckers don't actually hold full vacuum, but because it's rubber cups, they actually hold and held the bike really well. So I can hold 2 bikes here nice and comfortably. Back at the side door of the van, we've got blackout curtains that will cover across the back of the cab area. We've also got windscreen insulators and blackouts as well. This is more to stop people seeing into the van and when the bikes are there and we're parked up somewhere. But just behind here we've got another switch, and that's for the main lights again, and so we've got that double switched. So I'll just go and pop the roof up and just show you what we've got up there. So here I am in the pop top roof. This is a huge area. It's a long wheelbase van, and it's the long wheelbase pop top roof. It's also got, if I spin it round, it's boxed up at the foot end. I don't know how well you can see that, but there is bags of space. And in the roof, you will see a light there, and just above me, another light, and just, there we go, switch it on. So we've got lighting up here as well. I'm going to switch those off. They probably don't do too much for the camera. Either side we've got Mozzie screens if we want. We can shut them up for blackness at night. And at the front, a big, and it's got a polythene, whatever it is, window, clear window for, again, lights during the day if we want. Yeah, this is remarkably comfortable. However, let me show you the best bit about this. The roof in this van is a bifold roof, and I'll try and do this sort of with my head. So there we go, I can use the camera and talk, but that goes up and we now have enormous headroom. Here I am, stood up in the van, and with it being a bifold, I can pretty much walk all the way to the rear of the van, and my head's only now just touching the roof of the van. So really cool. What's more to come? Well, if I look at the windows, I'm sure some of you have been thinking you've got no curtains or whatever. Yeah, on order we have a blind system that's got an insect net and a blackout blind as 2 things. So that's still to come. We've still got to get the original roof bars back on the roof, because I think that just makes the eye follow through. Just like when we have the blankings on the outside of the panels here, it makes it look like we've got windows all the way. That's not really the point, it's drawing the eye, and I just think personally it just looks much nicer. Let me know what you think. So there's my van. It's not meant to be a camper van as such. It doesn't have a built-in cooker, sink, running water, diesel heater, whatever, but it is insulated, soundproofed, carpeted, and it does what I want it to do. It carries my bikes and it gives me space. It keeps it as a van. To be honest, up top, it's a very comfortable bed. It's huge. But the main reason for the pop top is to give me living space so that when the roof is up, I can maneuver in the van itself. The unit, the USBs are awesome. It means I can charge GoPros, SRAM batteries, lights, Garmin computers, you name it. It's perfect for my needs, and that I think is just the point. I can carry 2 bikes really easily, whether it be 2 mountain bikes, a TT bike and a road bike, whatever the demands require. And I personally, the point was I wanted to keep this as a van, but a van that I could travel, tour in, sleep in if I need to. I don't need the luxuries of a camper van. I'm used to camping, and yes, anyone can be uncomfortable. That's not the point I'm making. I've got a plug-in induction hob, for example, for most of my cooking that only draws about 620 watts. So with my 2000 watt inverter, I can cook on that to my heart's content, and it's really good at using power as well. By that I mean it doesn't use much power. I've got lots of backup. I've got jet boils, you name it. So yeah, let me know what you think. This might not be your cup of tea, and obviously it's a personal thing, but if you've got any bright ideas of what else I can do to the van, I've got a few thoughts about on the wall storage, particularly on the passenger side, on the near side. So do please let me know. If you've enjoyed the video, well, please do give it a like, give it that thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you haven't yet subscribed, well, please click on the little round picture down there, and I'll just flash up a few videos for you to have a look at if you want to. Thanks for watching.